Well, hello and welcome to a new season of Rams Revealed presented by NFL All Day as we kick off this 2022 campaign. I'm JB Long, and if you are new to this show, this is our video podcast where we get to know the people inside the pads and helmets a little bit better, and I know you're going to enjoy our Week 1 guest. Coleman Shelton has earned the right to start at right guard when the Rams open a new season on September the 8th, Thursday Night Football against the Buffalo Bills, picking up right where last season left off in Inglewood. He's 27 years of age. He's LA born and raised. He's newly married, all things we're going to get into. And this March, most importantly for the football side of the equation, he signed a 2-year contract extension with the Rams. Coleman, great to see you. Thanks for sitting down with us.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here.
And this is, if you're watching our YouTube version, a bit of a fireside chat. This is the most cozy set we've ever had for Rams Revealed. Full disclosure, we're still in Cincinnati, right? By the time our audience is listening to this, we'll be through the preseason. We'll have finished the preseason here on the preceding Saturday, and we'll be turning our attention to the Buffalo Bills. So how does it feel to be an opening day starter for the first time in the NFL?
It feels great. It's something that you kind of work your whole career for and kind of sets foundations and just going as hard as you can every day in practice. It's nice to be able to go out and play with the guys.
So you went undrafted out of Washington after a great career with the Huskies. Now you're a Super Bowl champion. I love journeys like this. It's the best part about what we get to do. Along the way, you're released by San Francisco, by the Tennessee Titans, by the Arizona Cardinals. What did you learn from those stops and that journey that made this moment in your career that much sweeter?
Learned a lot, obviously. Being on 3 teams my rookie year, I just learned that, everybody in the NFL is good.
Yeah.
And you got to do what you can to earn a spot and just keep scratching and clawing and grinding your way to the top and just working as hard as you can.
Is that it? Is it appreciation for the margin and just how thin it is between being a rostered starter or not having a job in the fall?
Oh, absolutely. Coming into any camp, anybody can show out and do their thing, and you just got to go out and play your game and play your ball, and hopefully, the work you put in is enough and you trust yourself to go do it.
Yeah. You mentioned what you learned along the way. Do you think it's mostly that you became a better player incrementally in those early years of your professional career, or was it a matter of finding the right spot and the right fit like you have with the Rams?
Oh, it's always about growing and, becoming a better player as, every experience you take, every step you take. Without those experiences, I don't think I'd be the same player I am today. So it's nice to be able to look back and, kind of just realize that I've been able to sort of grow as my time's gone on.
I know you were chopping away behind the scenes, but there was a sequence of games last year where I know you became a fan favorite and someone that they looked upon as a future starter on this team. And your precedent duty against Jacksonville, maybe we can start there, paved the way for one of the best rushing days of the season for Sony Michel.
Yeah. Coming to the game, obviously, as a backup, you're always ready to go in. And when you get your opportunity, it's fun to be able to go out there and trust the guys around me and just have fun and play football.
Yeah. And the next week, man, it's still a blur to me with all the things that were happening with COVID ravaging the roster, but it happens to be a critical moment of the Rams season, and it's also consequential for you going back to Arizona with whom you spent the most time prior to becoming a Ram and knowing you're going to get that start. How about that experience?
Oh, that was great. That was fun. It was just fun to be able to just go out there and play in an intense game and, just go do what I love to do and just have a great time doing it.
At Minneapolis, too. As you look back on that season, that portion of the season, that opportunity, what did it mean to you to not only get the chance, but to capitalize on it, right? To show that film to all 32 teams that you could do this at the highest level?
Well, it means the world. It means being able to play in the NFL and go out and, as I said earlier, do what you love to do. Because, I still love football. It's my favorite sport. It's what I love to do. So it's been a fun ride.
Coleman, the other thing I remember about that stretch, too, is Brian Allen was like Deadpool. Like, he came back from everything, no matter what the injury. You could see it, like, I've already lost this job once in 2019, and I'm not going to let go of it again. What was that like to go through that with him and have some opportunities for yourself come of it, but now to be side by side with him in the trenches?
Oh, totally. Brian and I have always worked really well together. We're just pushing each other to become better players, and we're really good friends, and we just try to do everything to make each other better.
When you were stepping in at center, I remember learning you're left-handed, right?
Yeah.
Like that was the adjustment Stafford had to make. It was coming back to him a little bit different. But you've played everywhere along an offensive line, right? Is there any role you haven't filled?
In college, I was able to play all five, which was lucky and fun. And then in the league, I've been mainly inside.
Do you have a favorite?
No, I don't have a favorite. I love, as I said earlier, being able to go and play. It's just fun to me.
What about being left-handed and playing right guard? I've heard that might sometimes be a little bit of adjustment.
I don't
notice it.
No, I don't notice it. It's to me, it's more foot-based, if anything. Because you're in a right-handed stance compared to a left-handed stance. But it's all offensive line.
Sure. So fast forward a little bit. I don't want to gloss over the fact that you're a Super Bowl champion, but you are. You've got a ring. That's tremendous. And then the offseason, Austin Corbett goes to Carolina. Gets a great opportunity. You signed a contract extension in March, but then the Rams do draft Logan Bruss in late April. So I'm wondering what your recollections are from that sequence of events, feeling like you've proven yourself. Maybe they're looking to you to become a permanent part of their future, but then also drafting for their future.
Well, you don't always feel like you've proven yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to go out and earn it, and that's the only way I saw it. It's just go out and play ball and be the best version of myself that I could be.
So whether or not they make that selection or any selection on the offensive line, you're reporting to OTAs and training camp feeling like, hey, I still have to win a job.
Absolutely, yes.
How'd you do that? How did you win that job and show to Kevin Carberry and to Sean McVay that you're the right person to trust for the first opportunity?
Going out and playing hard, knowing the playbook, and trusting the coaching, trusting techniques, and building a relationship with the offensive line, and just being able to play as five unison together.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys work, and the reserves behind you, I think, are some of the best backups we've seen in my tenure with the Rams, certainly. Week 1 brings the Buffalo Bills to town, and what an opener, right? I mean, you got the defending Super Bowl champions and the team that a lot of people think is the favorite this year. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you were in Orchard Park in 2020?
Yes.
Played some on special teams, got to see the nucleus of this Bills team up close. What were your takeaways from their roster and who they've now become?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're a great team. It'll be a fun game to go out and play, and opening day, opening week of the season, it's just exciting.
Yeah. What about the 2022 Rams? I'm not asking you to compare it to last year's group because I know every roster has a different culture, a different identity. But what have you learned this summer about the group that you're going to line up with starting in September?
It almost parallels just we have great veterans, and they do a great job of leading the team and providing the culture that we've implemented, and it's just it's fun to just learn from the greatest,
Yeah. One of the greatest, no longer learning from day to day, right? Andrew Whitworth has moved along, but it seems like his influence is still felt throughout that group. Who among you kind of carries that culture through on the offensive line and in that room?
Oh, absolutely. He's Andrew Whitworth. He did such a great job of implementing the culture in our room, and Rob's kind of picked up the helm, and he's done a great job of being our veteran and just leading us through every day.
Yeah. I want to make clear, I'm not an establish the run guy, right? I get that NFL games are largely won by passing efficiency, protecting your passer, bothering the other quarterback. But, running the ball efficiently when you have to is still crucial to winning games. And I know it's an area that Sean McVay really wants to improve upon to get back to this year. It's not lost on me, too, that some of the Rams' best running games came with your contributions during that stretch we talked about last season. What's your level of confidence, Coleman, that the Rams are going to be a more potent ground attack this season?
Right. Running the ball, as you said earlier, is an emphasis that we wanted to create this offseason in this camp, and something that we're all working as hard as we can to get done and just, get the ball rolling. And we're excited to be able to, go out there and show what we can do.
I think it's important, too, to note that balance in this offense isn't necessarily hand the ball off 50% of the time, right? Whether it's your screen game, your perimeter passing, your quick game, your tempo, you just want to make the defense defend every blade of grass. How does the current group of running backs that you have kind of feed into that goal with Kyron Williams being added?
Oh, yeah, totally. It's exciting. With Cam, Darryl, Kyron, all of them, all the guys in that room, they just want to run the ball, and it's fun because we're able to put it all together with them.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the personal side a little bit. You've got great LA roots. Born in LA?
Yes.
Raised in LA?
Yes.
Went to Loyola High School.
Mm-hmm.
You're LA through and through. How much family's still in the area?
My parents and my younger sister, and actually my aunt and uncle also live there. So it's still a good amount.
Tremendous. So good ticket requests for
Yes.
SoFi Stadium.
Yeah.
What if I had told, I don't know, maybe 18 or 19-year-old Coleman Shelton as you go off to college in Seattle, maybe that 2013?
13, yeah.
Class of 13. What if I had said, Coleman, you're going to be back someday to play professional football in your hometown? That have blown your mind a little bit?
That would have blown my mind, yeah. The Rams were still in St. Louis at that point, and then just playing in the NFL is a dream, so you never really know what's going to happen, but that would have blown my mind.
What was football culture like, do you remember growing up? Like, how did you have a favorite NFL team? It's okay if it's not the Rams, I get it. Right. Or did you have a favorite player or play fantasy football, or how did you experience football on Sundays?
Well, my dad played football. He played college football growing up. He played at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. So we used to always go to those games, which is, about a 4-hour drive from LA, but just loving the game is what it was. My dad showed me everything that he loved about the game, and I just kind of fell in love with it. Yeah. So.
Is that J.J. Koski, his favorite Ram?
Yeah. He loves Koski, yeah.
Never missed a game at Cal Poly, I think, is the nugget. What about from college? Is there a Greg Gaines story that you can tell in this format from your college days?
Greg's the best. I like to tell a story of, I think it was 2015 in our bowl game. Somehow the defensive personnel got crossed, and he was running in the field late, and the ball gets snapped, and he just got in front of the center and nose guard, and he just broke through the line and made the tackle, and just like you see this big hog running down the field, and he makes the play. I just love that story.
We like the hyperbole of saying that Greg is the fastest player in the National Football League because he tracks down Kyler routinely, but that even goes back to Washington. You're saying he had wheels way back then.
Yeah, he did.
Awesome. All right, we want to finish this edition of Rams Revealed as we did throughout last season with the segment we call 3 and Out. The premise here is a final 3 questions for you, Coleman, meant to be kind of rapid fire and fun. If you answer all of them correctly, I will make a donation to the LA Rams Foundation on your behalf.
Absolutely.
Don't worry, no long division or anything. This offseason, I noticed that you won a chugging contest at a Kings game. Is there anyone on the current Rams roster who can take down a Bud Light better than you?
I think Nopum gets overshadowed in that video by
he was
in the background double fisting, so maybe Joe.
Okay, how do you assess his prowess then? Was that a good takedown by him?
I thought so. I thought it was
no
impressive.
spillage?
No, not. Maybe the film's going to prove me wrong, but
I do have questions about Justin Hollins, though. Speaking of the film, because it looked like he may have got more than he bargained for hanging out with the offensive line that night. Did he come out okay?
Yeah, he did great. We had so much fun together. It's just fun to be able to go enjoy the other LA sports.
Awesome. All right, question number 2. You had much longer hair underneath that hat when you were a Husky in Seattle. Any chance that look is making a comeback?
No, I think I buried it back in 2015. It was fun to do in college, but it was time for me to move on.
And I think your significant other might have something to say with that. You did marry your high school sweetheart, college sweetheart, this offseason. So I was going to ask, of the 2 rings you received this offseason, which one do you cherish the most?
Got to be the wedding ring. I can't say anything else.
There's only
one answer.
2 pretty good ones, right?
Yeah, 2 fantastic ones. Memorable, life-changing.
You and Sean McVay will always have 2022 in common in that way. Coleman, good to meet you. Thank you for sitting down with us to kick off a new season of Rams Revealed presented by NFL All Day.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
For Coleman, I'm JB Long. Thank you for listening to Rams Revealed.